Hi, first graders. Happy Thursday. It's Miss Vanderhoff. So we have been writing our realistic fiction story all week, and today we are going to take a final look at our stories. We're going to revise them and edit them, look for anything we can do to fix up our stories and make it ready to share. And then I've made a Flipgrid where you can read your stories to the whole of first grade. So our learning target today is that by the end of today, I'll be able to revise my story and share it on Flipgrid. So I want to show you two things that we're going to think about when we're sharing our story. The first thing, this is the editing checklist, and you've been seeing this every week about how to edit your work. So when you edit, that means that you look for any kind of mistakes that you want to fix and make better. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay. So some things we look for when we're editing. We want to make sure that we have spaces between our words so that they're easy to read. We check the word wall, make sure that our word wall words are spelled correctly. And I shared a copy of the word wall with you too, so you can look on that. I spelled tricky words the best that I can, and I wrote the letters for most of the sounds. I use ending punctuation and capital letters to start sentences. So those periods, question marks, exclamation points, I know I have a lot of those in my story. I gotta make sure I have all of them. And every time we start a new sentence, we use a capital letter. You read your writing, and your friend's going to read most of your writing without your help, so it's easy to read. Maybe show it to a family member. If they're having trouble reading it, think about how you can make it a little bit more clear. And every time you use a character's names, you start their name with a capital letter, so we should check that we have capital letters. One other thing I wanted to show you is in your packets that you've been getting in the mail, there's also some suggestions about revising your stories in the packet. So I'll show what page talks about that in your packet, so you can use that to help you when you revise your story too. So the first page that helps is this one. So this one says, writers stretch out the most important part of their book. So it says, reread your story and think, what are the most important parts? So I'm thinking about my story, the most important part, maybe the part right when Michaela tells Amber she wants to play with someone else. That part was pretty important, so I might think about stretching that part out. And maybe also the ending where they kind of worked out the problem, maybe we could add more there too. So it says, picture that part like a movie in your mind. Use dialogue, action, and description to tell what happened. Remember how we talk about action, feeling, thinking, and talking? We want to make sure we have all of those in those important parts. And then read it to someone and ask, can you picture this like a movie? All right, and then one more thing. So that's about revising, and this one's about editing, how to edit your books. So reread your story out loud and make sure that your punctuation matches your voice. So if you're reading an exciting part, it should have an exclamation point. If you're reading a question, make sure you have a question mark. And if it's just a regular sentence, it should have a period. Capitalize the letters at the beginning of each sentence and in characters' names. Make sure there are spaces between your words. Check the sight words. Those are your word wall words. Check the sight words in your story and make sure they're spelled correctly. So here's someone had written was like this. I know we've saw that earlier in the year. Sometimes it sounds like that. And then you know on your word wall, you check it and spell it the right way. All right, so knowing those things, we're going to take a look through my story, and I'll see if there's any places that I can revise it before I share it on Flipgrid. So now I'm going to go to my story. Okay. So here's my story. I'm going to read through it one final time, and if I see parts that I might be able to fix, I'm going to use a different color to make it clear where I fixed. So Amber and Michaela were best friends. They're both 7 years old, and they're in the same first grade class. Every day at recess, they love to climb on the infinity wall together. Time to line up for recess, called Mrs. Smith. Yes, my favorite time of day. I can't wait to climb with Michaela, thought Amber. The class filed out of the classroom and on the playground. What are you waiting for, Michaela? Let's go climb, shouted Amber as she ran for the infinity wall. Michaela looked down at the ground. Actually, I thought I might play tag with Rachel today, said Michaela. What? We always play together. Oh, I'm noticing something. But we always play together. I'm missing some punctuation here. Maybe, how would she say it? With a period or exclamation point? What? But we always play together. Maybe an exclamation point, because she's kind of surprised, said Amber. And maybe I'll say that she's surprised. Let's see. Maybe I'll say right here, Amber raised her eyebrows. So if you're surprised, you raise your eyebrows. So Amber raised her eyebrows. And then I'm going to take out the part that said Amber, because now I kind of put it here. Actually, I thought I might play tag with Rachel today, said Michaela. Amber raised her eyebrows. What? But we always play together. I know, but I really like to run, and today I want to play tag, said Michaela. But I'm not good at running. I don't like tag, said Amber. Oh, I did it again. What kind of punctuation could I put here? I don't like tag. She's still kind of upset, so I'm going to put an exclamation point. But I'm not good at running. I don't like tag, said Amber. All right, I've already found a couple places to fix. Tears started to form in Amber's eyes, and her face felt hot. Fine, go play with Rachel. See if I care, Amber shouted. Okay, said Michaela, unsure if Amber was really okay with it. Can I add anything else here? Maybe, let's see. Show how she's feeling. Oh, maybe show more about how she's feeling. So we talked about the tears forming in her eyes and her face felt hot. Maybe we'll also say she felt, sometimes people, when they feel upset, they say a knot forms in their stomach, like their stomach kind of feels all bunched up. So maybe I'll write that. She felt a knot in her stomach. All right, fine. Go play with Rachel. See if I care, Amber shouted. Okay, said Michaela, unsure if Amber was really okay with it. Michaela ran off to play tag with Rachel. Amber trudged off to the bench. She sat down and began to cry. Oh, maybe instead of sat, maybe slumped, to kind of show that she's really upset. She slumped down. That's when you kind of like plop down on a chair and sink down. She slumped down and began to cry. Maybe instead of saying began to cry, maybe we can kind of show it there. Maybe and hot tears streamed down her face. And hot. All right, here we go. Amber trudged off to the bench. She slumped down and hot tears streamed down her face. Yeah, I like that. I thought Michaela was my best friend. Why doesn't she want to play with me today? Thought Amber. I don't even want to play if Michaela won't play with me. I'll just sit here all recess. And she did. She sat and sulked until Mrs. Smith blew the whistle to line up. The class lined up and Michaela walked up behind Amber. They always lined up together. Amber moved back to the end of the line. Michaela asked, "What's wrong?" And Amber replied, I don't want to be, oh, you know what? I noticed I didn't put quotation marks here. Let me add that to show that she's talking. I don't want to be in line next to you. You're not my friend anymore. Now, I put a period here, but maybe she's going to say it so strong, maybe it should be an exclamation point instead. I don't want to be in line next to you. You're not my friend anymore. And maybe she grumbled. That's kind of a way to say that she said it really grumpily. She grumbled. Yeah, this is making the story a lot better. All right. For the rest of the day, Amber was mad at Michaela. She didn't look at her, she didn't talk to her, and she always moved away when Michaela came close to her. After a while, she realized this wasn't making her feel better, and she started to miss her friend. Could I add something here? She started to miss her friend. Maybe she started to think about all the fun times she and Michaela had, and then she started to miss her friend. So I'm going to put a little caret here. It's like a little arrow. And I'm going to add a line, and I'm going to say she started to remember all the fun times she and Michaela had had. And then she missed her friend. All right, so, and she started to remember all the fun times she and Michaela had had, and then she missed her friend. She decided to tell Michaela why she was upset. Michaela, I'm mad because we always play together, and when you didn't want to play today, it felt like you weren't my friend, said Amber. Do I have a period? Like the period really clear. Said Amber. Just because I wanted to play with Rachel today doesn't mean I don't want to be your friend. You can be friends with more than one person. Besides, you're still my best friend. And then, let's see, maybe I should make it clear that Michaela said that. So I'll say, maybe explained Michaela. She's kind of explaining something. So I put an arrow, explained Michaela. All right, so besides, you're still my best friend, explained Michaela. Really? Now, it says really, but I don't have any punctuation. What kind of punctuation should I put there? If there was a period, it'd say like this, really. If it's an exclamation point, it'd be like, really? But I want it to be a question. So really, with a question mark. Really? Asked Amber. Yes. And maybe Michaela's happy again, so maybe she's going to say it with the exclamation point. Yes, said Michaela. How about I play with you on Mondays and play with Rachel on Tuesdays? That works for me. I'm glad we're still friends. Now here's the end, and I know in my picture I made them hug, so maybe I'll say that for the end. I'm glad we're still friends. Maybe, me too, said Michaela. And, me too, said Michaela, and they hugged. Maybe instead of hug, maybe they wrapped their arms around each other, because that's better than just saying hug. And they wrapped. All right, so I'm glad we're still friends. Me too, said Michaela, and they wrapped their arms around each other. All right, yeah, I think that made the story a lot better. So when you are finished going through and revising your story, you're going to be making sure the words match what you want to say, adding some more detail, showing those action, feeling, thinking, and talking, and also checking your word wall words, checking that you have capital letters and periods. I missed a couple punctuation in my story, so maybe you missed a couple in yours too. And when you feel like your story is all done, I'm going to show you how you're going to share it on Flipgrid. So when you feel like it's all ready, you're going to go to this Flipgrid. I put the link in our schedule for the week, so you should know where to find it. And then when you click on it in the schedule, it's going to look like this. So this is the Hunt Valley First Grade Flipgrid. We got lots of different Flipgrids here. And this one says, share your realistic fiction story. So it says, read us the realistic fiction story you wrote this week. And down here, we know how to do it. You're going to press the plus sign. It says moderated here because I'm going to be checking over your stories before we share them. So after you share your story, I'll just read through it and click approve, and then everyone else will get to see it too. So you'll press the plus sign here, you'll read your story to the class, and then after I check it over, everyone's going to get to listen to and hear your story. So I hope that you guys finish up your story today, that I hope you do the Flipgrid so that we can all see and hear your story too. And make sure when you read it, you share the pictures too, because I know you guys spend a lot of time on your pictures. I maybe should add some more details to my pictures before I share mine. All right, well, I hope to see your stories, and I hope that you guys have a great weekend. We're going to be doing some more writing together next week, so I can't wait for that. Bye.